Welcome to this lesson where you will be looking at ordering fractions. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to answer GCSE exam questions like this, which are worth 3 marks. So stay tuned. All right, so let's look at our first question. It says, here are 3 fractions, 2/5, 7/9, 3/10. Look at the number line here below. Write the letter for each fraction in the correct box. So here, we've been given this number line and we've been told that this is the halfway point of this number line and got 0 and 1 there, okay? Now, looking at these numbers, these values, where do we place them on our number line? Now, we've got 3 arrows pointing to our number line and we need to find out where they are. Now, in order to do this, we need to know which fraction is the smallest, then the second, and then the one after that, which is going to be the largest. And to do that, we often need to find the same denominators, okay? Or as best as we can. All right, so if you look at this one, 3/10 and 2/5, we can convert the 2/5 here to have the same denominator as this one, which is 10, by multiplying this by 2. However, we also need to deal with the 9 as well. So we need to have something that is common with all of them. All right, so what is common with all of them? So we just had that these two in common between them is 10. Okay, we can get 10 out there, but then the 9 comes in. So therefore, we have to rethink the multiple again. So all of them, they have in common 90, okay? So how do we make 90? We can multiply this by 9 to give 90. So 3 times 9, that gives us 27, and 10 times 9 is 90. So this fraction here is 27/90. 7/9, what do we need to make 90? We multiply by 10. Hopefully you can see this. So 7 times 10, that gives us 70, and 9 times 10 is 90. So 70/90 is this fraction here. Lastly, how do we get the 5 to become 90? Well, this one might be quite tricky to do, but you can use different methods, just counting up in the multiples of 5. But it's 5 times 18 that you need to make this 90. So that will give us 90 at the bottom here as the denominator. So 2 now needs to be multiplied by 18. 2 times 18 is 36, okay? Now, it's really, really important. See that last one that I just did? Often you'll find these on a non-calculator paper. So you can't just use a calculator to do 5 times 18 or to find out what that was, the multiple, to give you 90. You have to use either mental arithmetic or do some working out on the side, okay? So anyhow, we have all our fractions. Now, all the fractions have the same denominator, so we can just compare the numerator, right? So let's have a look at the numerator. What is the smallest? Because the question says that we need to put them into these places, and the smallest one is obviously going to be this one. Now, the smallest number is 27. So 27 came as a result of 3/10. So here, 3/10. So that one's done. Now, what's small out of these two? We got 36/90, which is smaller than 70/90, so 2/5. So 2/5 will be this one. And finally, the last one is obviously the 7/9, and that can just go there. So there we have it, 3/10, 2/5, and 7/9. Now notice one thing, I did this little slash thing here, just to show you that fractions can be written either like this, nice and straight, which I prefer, or they can be written like that as well. There's nothing wrong with that, but I don't really like that style, okay? I like this way. Now the next question, we don't have a number line. This is how a question might appear in a GCSE exam. Put these fractions in order of size, smallest to largest. We've got 1/3, 1/6, and 1/4. Perhaps you want to have a go at it yourselves. Remember, look for the lowest common multiple, okay, in the denominators. Press play again when you are ready. So what do we have? We have 3, 6, and 4. What's common between all of those numbers? Well, 3 can become 6 easily by multiplying this by 2, but then we have to consider the 4 as well. So what is common between all 3 of them? The lowest common multiple is 12. So we can make all of them have a denominator of 12. So let's write it in here now. Right. How does 4 become 12? What do you need to multiply the 4 by to give you 12? 4 times by 3. So this entire fraction we are going to multiply by 3. So the 4 times 3 is 12, which is already there. We just need to multiply the 1 by 3, and that gives us 3 here. The 6, we need to multiply by 2 to give us 12. So the top we multiply by 2, so 1 times 2 is 2. And here, this one we multiply by 4 to give us 12. So we multiply the top, and that gives us 4. So, which of these fractions is the smallest? We know that this one is the smallest, so 1/6 is going to be, we'll write it here. I know it says to write it here, but we've run out of space. So 1/6 is the smallest. The next smallest is 3 over 12. So therefore 1 over 4 would go down here next. And the last one is going to be 1 over 3. So there you have it. 1 over 6, 1 over 4, 1 over 3 is the ordering of our fractions from smallest to the largest. Right, so I've got 2 more of these. So this one and the last one, but I'd prefer that you did them yourselves and just check the answer with me. So this question, some of you may have struggled with this, and that's quite understandable. These questions carry a lot of marks. So this particular one carries 3 marks, and it won't be so straightforward. So when you are finding the lowest common multiple, you may have struggled with it. If that does happen, then you can always multiply these numbers. So 3 times 5 times 8, you can just get the lowest common multiple like that, and therefore you have the denominator. Right? So 5 times 8 is 40, and 40 times 3 is 120. So all of them can have a denominator of 120. Okay? All that leaves us to do is to work out the numerator. But each one, how does it become 120? So let's have a look at the first one here, 8. 8 times what gives us 120? Again, you'll have to do the multiples of 8 until you find it, but 8 times 15. So we're going to multiply this fraction here by 15. So 8 times 15 is, 120, and therefore 3 times 15 is going to be 45. So 3 over 8 is the equivalent fraction of 45 over 100. On to this one, 2 over 5. How does 5 become 120? Once again, just go up in the 5 times table if you struggle with that. But 5 times 24 gives us 120. Sorry about my handwriting. There we go. So 2 over 5 times out by 24. So therefore 2 times 24 gives us 48. On to the last one. How does 3 become 120? We multiply by 40. So therefore 1 times by 40 is 40. Now we have all the fractions and the equivalent form. All right, we just need to go and see which one's the smallest. So by looking at the numerator, so 40 here is smaller than these two. So therefore 1 over 3 is our first fraction in our list. So that's done. And here, this one's next. So 3 over 8 is the next one. And the last one is 2 over 5. And there we have our list. Now, if you did struggle with the last one and it put you off, I'd like to give you one more. So have a look at this one. Hopefully it's not as difficult as the last one, so try yourselves first. All right, so let's have a look at this one. 3 over 5, 5 over 6, and 1 over 3. Now, by looking at this, we will avoid what we did last time because we can see that 5 and 6, that gives us 30, 5 times 6. And also we can get 3 to become 30 by multiplying by 10. So 30 is our lowest common multiple here. And therefore, we don't need to multiply all of that and get an even larger number. So all of them are going to have a denominator of 30. So how does 1 over 3 become 30? How does 3 become 30? We multiply by 10. So therefore, top becomes 1 times 10, 10. How does 6 become 30? We multiply by 5. So therefore, 5 times 5 is 25. How does 5 become 30? We multiply by 6. So the top we multiply by 6 as well. So 3 times 6 is 18. So 18 over 30, 25 over 30, and 10 over 30. This is our smallest one. So 1 over 3 is the smallest. That's done. Next smallest is 18. So therefore 18 over 30. So therefore 3 over 5 goes next. And the last one is 5 over 6. And there you have it. Hope you enjoyed this lesson on ordering fractions and you can now answer questions like this comfortably in an exam. If you enjoyed this lesson, please give the video a thumbs up and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you are notified for any fresh videos as and when they are launched. See you in the next video, guys. Goodbye for now.